Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So I am recording this video now and I hope to upload it later because I need to go to my physical therapy session. Yes, I am still doing that. So I have to say that sometimes you ask me questions in the comments and I'm asking you to write me an email and you don't, and then I forget the questions, and sometimes you write me emails and then I write you back and I suggest maybe you go, if you go and look at more videos that I've done and see if I have already asked that question in the past. And sometimes I am trying to find out more information about what you asked, and sometimes when I don't find it, I am reaching out to you in order to get you to send me the information that you are relying on. So please be patient if I'm not doing the question that you asked immediately, but know that I never forget and I always look up for everything that you are asking. Now, this is quite a recent question that I've been asked, and this is a follow-up question as to the reading that I did as to how William feels in regard to the way that Harry is exploiting the name of their mother in the Netflix documentary, but he's doing that all the time, not only then. And then I was asked, and this is actually a question that I was going to do anyway, on how Charles Spencer, who is the brother of Diana, feels about that. And I have to say that I am quite perplexed about it because Charles Spencer didn't say anything, but he did put on an Instagram post. And in his Instagram post, he put on a painting of Charles I. Now, Charles I is a king that was executed. And actually, before he was executed, he found refuge in Arthorpe, which is the mansion in which where Diana grew up, where Diana is buried today. And the painting of Charles I is hanging in Arthorpe. Now, many people saw that message in different light. Now, I have to say that I learned about that post from actually an Israeli site that read into that post what many other people saw into that, and that is that Charles Spencer declared himself as Team Harry. Now, I must say that I'm not sure that that's true, because as many other people they put out, and I tweeted that message of Charles Spencer, and I asked people, what do they think about that? Do they think that it means that will Charles Spencer be invited to the coronation or not? And some people said that they think that it is that he is supporting the Sussexes. Some said that no, that it shows that it shows that the Spencer family were always monarchists. As they shielded Charles I, and as they gave him refuge when he needed refuge, so he is reminding King Charles III that the Spencer were supporting King Charles I. Now, that Israeli paper noted that the fact that he put a post of King Charles that was executed was a way of showing support for Harry. Now, I'm not sure about it at all. So I'm going to this reading completely free of prejudice or prior feelings. I really don't know how does Charle Spencer feel about this, whether he is supporting Harry or if he is angry at Harry for the way that he is I had that word before. Exploiting. The word is exploiting for the way that he is exploiting Diana and her memory and her legacy for his own gain. So you would think that Charles would resent that, but let's see what do the cards show us. So I've decided that I'm going to, I was looking into spreads and I decided to use an 8-card layout, which is a layout that can show us a situation. It shows us the past, the present, the future, the theme of the situation. And this is like a mini Celtic cross. And it also gives us, gives Charle Spencer the best course of action. So let's see how does Charle Spencer feel about this exploitation of his sister's legacy. So let's start by clearing the deck. Okay, I did not say my disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. And this deck is the Mystic Dreamer Tarot, which is another Rider-Waite clone, which is a little bit more mystical, a little bit more dreamy, and it has, because it is mystical, it has some kind of a wintry tone to it. So let's start by clearing the deck. Okay, so Charle Spencer, how does he feel when he sees how Harry is exploiting Diana and her legacy to his own motives? How does Charle Spencer feels when he sees Prince Harry exploiting Princess Diana's name and legacy to his own benefit? How does Charle Spencer feel when he sees Prince Harry using Princess Diana's name and comparing her to his wife, Meghan Markle? Does he agree to that? Does it make him feel angry? Is he supporting of Harry and his goals? How does Charle Spencer feel when he sees Harry using Princess Diana and her goals in life, her ideas and her legacy? Okay, so let's cut the deck. So the first card is the theme of this reading, which is actually showing us the situation as it is, so it can give us some kind of feeling as to how does Charle Spencer feel, and what I'm getting here is the Ten of Wands. So it doesn't look like Charle Spencer is very happy about that. The Ten of Wands is a card of overload. This is a card of someone who feels that this is like too much. This is like having too much. This is taking too much upon himself. This is like a feeling that Harry is exploiting Diana way too much, is using Diana, he's using her name way too much, and it's like Charle Spencer is ready to explode because of anger. Now, I remind you that Wands is fire energy. This is like the fire is accumulating in him. And remember that he's a ginger as well, not only Harry. Charle Spencer is also a ginger, and it's like the fire energy is accumulating inside of him, and in the Ten of Wands the overload is way too much to handle, and he feels like it's going to explode. So this is a card that is showing that he is really feeling that it's way too much for him to handle. It's an overload. So he's not happy about that. Okay, so what do we have in the past? And in the past, we have the Empress. And the Empress is a mother card. And here in the Empress card, we have a moon. So the moon here is also a depiction of the mother. And this is the best way to describe the way Diana was as a mother, because this is a mother that will give everything that she has without asking anything in return. So this is the way Diana was as a mother. And this is in the past. So for Charle Spencer, he's looking at the past and he's thinking to himself, Diana gave him so much. She gave him everything. She didn't ask anything in return. She was a beautiful woman, because the Empress is an amazing, beautiful woman who is very feminine. This is a card of beauty. This is a card of abundance. This is the card of a woman who knows her power. And this is really the Diana card. And he's looking at that, and he's looking at the way that Diana was as a mother to Harry, and it only makes his frustration even bigger, because he's so angry at Harry for exploiting that purity of Diana's feelings towards her children. Because as I'm saying, Diana was not a saint. Diana had a lot of difficulties herself. She had her fair share of manipulation, but in regard to her sons, she was the Empress. She was giving them whatever she could, and she was shielding them, and she was trying to raise them as normal children as much as she could. So she was the Empress to her children, and Charle Spencer just sees how Harry is acting, and he is just, it makes him really ready to burst. Okay, so the next card is the Present card, and the Present card is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration. Now, here we see three people that are celebrating, and in my opinion, this is Harry, Meghan, and Doria. So Charle Spencer looks at Harry, Meghan, and Doria, and the way that they are celebrating on the back of Diana. Right now, they are sitting there in Montecito, and they are in this pity fest, okay? That this is a pity party, but it's still a fest. This is people that are in this celebration of we are in the right, we are correct, we are going to make these millions of dollars from the book, from Meghan's book, the book that she's going to write, from the Netflix documentary that was so great, and maybe we will make another installment of the documentary as well. And then there is this other documentary that we're going to broadcast tomorrow on Saturday. So they are right now. They're celebrating. They don't care about anyone else. And as I said, the one thing that I'm really, really angry about is I don't care so much as what the sugars do, and the fact that they are coming out with all of those anti-Semitic slurs and the way that they are acting. I do care very much that Meghan and Harry do not seem to feel that it is necessary for them to come out and say that this is something that they are that they see as that they see as that they see as damning, something that they need to condemn. I'm sorry. Next card is the future card, and the future card is telling us the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles here is a very curious card. The Six of Pentacles is a card that says you get what you deserve. And in many instances is a card of abundance, because if you are giving, then you deserve to get. If you're not giving, then you don't deserve. And you can see here that this is not a very abundant place, okay? This is a place where these walls are not very abundant, okay? This is not a very this is not a place of abundance, and these two women are kind of begging this woman to give them the money. So this is about not getting much if you don't give. And this is exactly what will happen to the Sussexes in the future. They are not giving much. They are not, as I think that Sue Smith talked about it today, about the fact that they said that they're going to give to charity money that Meghan will get from winning her lawsuit. And we never heard about anything that goes to charity from them. We never do here. It was funny to hear that, I think it was Padina, that read that they were going all the way to the Mexican border to give 30 packages to refugees there, and she read it 300 packages, because it was really ridiculous just to think that they will go all the way to the Mexican border to give 30 packages. But it was 30 packages. It wasn't 300. So they give so little, so this is what they will get back in the future. So this is what Charle Spencer also thinks. So he believes that Harry is not giving as much to the memory of his mother. He's not respecting the memory of his mother, so he will not get much as from his mother, let's say it that way. He will not, Charle Spencer will not feel obligated to give Harry any kind of support, any kind of anything that belongs to Diana, because he feels that Harry is exploiting Diana and using her name in a bad way. So this is Charle Spencer telling Harry, you did not give your mother the respect that she deserves. You will not get from me the respect that you believe that you deserve, because you will get from me what I believe that you deserve, and that is not a lot. So what is the best course of action for Charle Spencer? And what I'm getting here is the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is a card of happiness. It's a card of abundance. It's a card of getting his wishes come true. So for him, it's about success. It's about not thinking about Harry. It's about thinking about his own family, about winning his own success, his own business ventures. This is not about thinking about Harry. This is about trying to be in a good place for himself. This is about defending the things that he believes in. And this is about being in a good place for himself. So this is really about being, trying to pursue his own happiness and leaving Harry to his own misery. Okay, next card is the influences. The influences that can be the outside influences or the inside, the inner influences, and we're getting the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a card that calls Charle Spencer not to sit on the fence, but to go out and do something. So this card is telling Charle Spencer that he cannot stay silent, that he needs to go out and speak his mind about how he feels about what Harry's doing. So this card is telling Charle Spencer that he needs to be active. This is a card that is showing us that the influences are here, that if Charle Spencer does not go out and do something, then things will not become clearer. The things will not get better. If he wants things to get better, if he wants to reach that vacation card, which is the Six of Swords, this ability to rest a little bit, or to let Diana rest in peace. He needs to be active. He needs to go out and speak about what Harry's doing. He needs to, he can't let Harry go on with that. And just look how many moons we have here. So this is another moon, and this is another mother card. So this is another card that shows us it's all connected to the mother. It's all connected to Diana. So Charles needs to go out there and defend his sister. He needs to go out there and tell the world that he does not believe that Meghan is Diana 2.0, that he does not approve of the way that Harry acts and the way that Harry is exploiting his mother. Okay, the next card is the hopes and fears. So what is Charle Spencer hoping for, or what is he afraid of? And what we're getting here is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is a card of a beginning of a way. This is a beginning of, or embarking on this voyage to realize your potential. And because we are talking about hopes and fears, if we're looking at the fears part here, we need to look at the negative aspects of this card. And the negative aspects of this card are all about impatience, about running forward, about leaving loose ends, when you perform a job, this is about running away from dealing with things. So first of all, this is, and we have another moon here. So first of all, we need to realize that Charle Spencer doesn't want to go back to square one. This is one of the things that he doesn't want. He doesn't want to go back to the beginning of the road, because this is what the Two of Wands is. It's the beginning of a way. It's the beginning of the suit. So he doesn't want that. He wants to be in the process of fulfilling his own ambitions and being successful. He doesn't want to start over. And the Two of Wands is a card of starting over. So he doesn't want that, but he has to be very careful of not being impatient. And in regard to Harry, this is a card that tells Charle Spencer to be very careful of not getting too impatient with Harry and not to run forward too quickly, but to check himself before he starts talking. Okay, what is the outcome? And the outcome is Judgment. So we see here a very, very major change. The outcome is the Judgment card is a major change card. It's as I always tell you, it's like the butterfly that comes out of the cocoon. It is a very necessary change. So Charle Spencer will have to change the way that he's acting. He will have to start speaking. It's not going to be very easy for him. This is a painful process. This is a difficult process, but he will have to do that. He will have to come out and say that. He will have to change the way that he reacts to Harry's biting, because this is what Harry's doing. He's baiting, and he is trying to entice people to react. But in this case, Charles doesn't have to come out and completely, you know, react to Harry, but he needs to go there and to defend the way that Diana really thinks. So he needs to come out and say exactly how he believed Diana would have seen the way that Harry acts and how she would have reacted. So he needs to be there in the public domain. He needs to react. He needs to be there to actually come out and say that. And this is what the Judgment card is telling him, to change the way that he acts, not to stay there and not to say anything any longer. He needs to change the way that he acts. So that's the tarot. And the Oracle deck is another Oracle deck that is kind of unique. It's called Lighted Go Pathway Oracle cards. And part of these cards are light-hearted, part of them are more serious. So let's see what is the advice for Charle Spencer from this Oracle deck. What kind of message can we give him? So clearing the deck. Advice for Charle Spencer, seeing his sister being exploited by her son. Advice for Charle Spencer on dealing at his sister being exploited by her son. Okay, so the card that I'm getting is Go with the flow. Unbind the rope which has been tied up with your, which has been tied up your will and strength. You put in so much hard work, then no more regrets. Float with the free flow, so it will bring you to the land of peace. Okay, so make with that what you will. But it does tell him to do, not to neglect the hard work that he has done, especially in preserving the memory and the legacy of Princess Diana. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. I have to run, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.